Bonjour fragrance lovers, this is Clemence talking about fragrance and welcome back to this video. We're talking about winter wish list again. But what, Clemence, you did it again? No. I talked about my wish list. Now I'm talking about the fragrance that I'm gonna wear a lot this winter and things that I want you absolutely to experience. So there some total new thing that I never featured on my channel and some iconic stuff. It's a new discovery of my channel and it's called L'Atelier Parfum, French house that I just discovered recently and I'm super happy. First of all, I have to say I'm really happy about the packaging. I think it looks very artistic and at the same time very simple. That's quite the style of French perfumery anyway. Simplistic but nicely done. The juice is like really, oh wow, what's my nails? There was a challenge on TikTok where you were supposed to do that and you look like a thumb. Look. Oh, okay. That's ridiculous. I lost all my credibility. Amazing. This is gonna be one of my go-to for sure this winter. It is stunning, guys. Imagine a warm, spicy vanilla. Who doesn't love a vanilla for winter because it's enveloping, you feel rich, and it's always giving something a little bit addictive. It's a quite particular vanilla because it's mixed with cappuccino and orange blossom. So it feels a bit orangey, soft, hint of milky, round smoothness of cappuccino behind. And I think it's quite clever to have put some cappuccino note with a fragrance that is called Douce Insomnie. In English, that means soft insomnia, which is great for me to have from an insomniac like me. That's nice. By the way, tonight I slept, so I felt a bit better. The joy is back to my body. Nope. No. The longevity is beautiful on me. Overall, when I apply it, super sweet. But with the time, gives something a little bit more gourmand with the cappuccino accord. It's very round and you can really smell that orangey, soft vibe. Nearly like, you know, like those baby products that you can smell with orange blossom. I feel it's like surrounded by this in the fragrance. It's beautiful. I feel extremely feminine personally. I feel like on top of my sexiness. You've got an affiliated link down in the description. And I forgot to say that with the code LAPCLEM you get 15 milliliters for free. Buy one, get one free. Oh, by the way, I've put this video as sponsored because I've got some affiliated link and I've got promo codes as well. So I don't know if you put the sponsor link just for promo code, but as I don't know, I'm adding it. So new fragrance, and this is from Dusita. So I don't know if you remember, but I did a list of the best niche fragrance I discovered last year, and Dusita was one of those. I think Dusita is something extremely poetic to me. So I've been in an online event where she was presenting the fragrance. It's a lot of poetry, a lot of delicacy, romanticism. I was actually mind blown by this new one. Brilliant job to mix something that is masculine, which is a fougere accord with lavender, blah blah, everything that you think about a fougere, with a gourmand vibe with tonka bean, vanilla-like patchouli. So you mix with a floral mimosa to give a little bit of delicacy, romanticism, a little bit of powdery with the mimosa. Beautifully done. And a fougere that I've never smelled before. On me, it feels a bit like a silk dress. And it's got something quite spicy. The tonka bean is very rich and a bit dark. But this fragrance will take you on a journey. It's got a bit something nutty as well. I feel for me, overall, it's sensual and romantic. With a bit of character, I have to say. A fragrance that is retailed in a men's category, LT PIVER, and it's called Cèdre. That is very cheap actually. You see this brand quite often in TJ Maxx or TK Maxx for the UK, but the fragrance is actually amazing. If you like things with iris, like for example you love your Jardin and you want something a little bit more for everyday, and maybe something a little bit more elegant that gives a bit more that gentleman vibe. It nearly have the characteristic of a nice chypre because you have like some citrus vibe at the start and then you have this overwhelming iris going on after. It's easy to wear, woody, a little bit powdery. I wore it last time because this is something that we bought like for the collection of my man. It was like, oh, I smell something a little bit vintage on you. 100% recommend for the price. It's such a gem. ladies category now. A designer from ladies that I forgot I had, Roberto Cavalli EDP. So this is a very polarizing fragrance, so you hate it or you absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Well, I had a friend that was wearing that quite a lot, and it was a signature fragrance, and I know that even before she arrived in the room, I could smell her. It's that strong. A lot of people compare it to something that smells vanilla, ambery, with benzoin, blah blah. And you can really smell the orange flower in there. That's why it smells nearly like sunny, exotic, you know, like this nearly like body lotion for summer vibe. You see what I mean? A lot of pink pepper. And if you go, for example, to Fragrantica and you see the composition, usually the composition are pretty accurate, but not always, you know. Like when you see the composition, you see that pink pepper is not an ingredient that is heightened. It's actually, for me, a pink pepper scent. A pepperish but slightly more gourmand or fizzy. Sometimes sneeze when I spray a little bit too much because of the pepper. For me, it's extremely sexy. It's not the most classy one I have. You're full on today, like it's winter, you want to get warm, you want everyone to smell you, and you want to feel extremely sexy. Well, that's the vibe. Sundalsun by Hermetica. I talked to you recently about Sundalsun. I'm so happy to have this in my collection. I will talk about it more and more, I think. A gift for my boyfriend because he's seen that we were in Harvenicals and I was looking at it and I was like, oh, I love it so much. It was obvious. I was not doing that on purpose. I was just like, you know, drooling on the fragrance. One of the most beautiful sandalwood fragrance I ever smelled. A gourmand sandalwood. What? What's happening? This is when I'm putting too much gloss and I'm talking too much. Sorry guys. It's a nutty sandalwood. It's a lot of hazelnut, but it nearly feels like a cocktail. Oh, I need to ask him. I will ask him by text, but there's a cocktail that smells like this. Nutty vanilla with myrrh, so you can feel a bit of resin at the background, but mainly it feels extremely smooth, extremely creamy, nearly like you're applying a body cream. It's buttery to your body. Beautiful. One of my classics now. For me, the fragrance that everybody should have in their collection for winter is a Grand Soir. Voila. How surprising! Oh my god, Clemence, you're so unpredictable. It's also a vanilla ambery fragrance, but on this one I think you focus more on the benzoin as well, maybe a little bit woody at the end, slightly, tiny, very slightly. So sometimes for women it's a bit challenging to wear it because they feel this tiny accord and they're like, does it smell a bit masculine? Don't worry about that. You wear that, you are elegant, you're wearing a tuxedo or a beautiful dress, you're not giving too much. You're standing in the classy vibe, but giving a little bit of charm and mystery. So some people have like expecting something crazy because everyone is talking about it and they were disappointed when they smell it. Because you didn't understand the assignment. It's very simple, but done to perfection. Mr. Francis Kurkdjian for me is an actual genius. He knows how to create perfect balance in the fragrance. You need this, trust me. Honey Oud by Floris. So again, I wanted to give you something that is one of my classics, one of my must-love fragrances. If you ask me what is your favorite fragrance on a man, this is the first one that would come to my mind. Floris is the most beautiful, elegant house in the UK. They took a risk with this fragrance. Obviously, there's no like such thing as woody when you talk about very extremely classy fragrance or a little bit vintage. So for them to took the oud and the honey, some ingredients that are quite heavy, and to make it into something extremely refined, is absolute genius. Honey is not tacky, the honey is not sticky, it's like perfectly blended in the backbone of the oud. The oud is not animalic, giving a bit of dark side. You can wear that any single time of the year. It's your best friend to go on a date, it's your best friend to smell classy. It's not beast, but it's just what you need. That's it. My next one is again a vanilla fragrance. Yes, but you know what? Like who doesn't love vanilla for winter? Essential Parfum, and it's called Divine Vanille. So divine vanilla. It's vanilla that is not your casual vanilla. strong. This is not the gentle, beautiful cake, cupcake vanilla. No, 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 no. Think about resinous, waxy, intense. Think about intoxicating. Spicy vanilla, you can smell a lot of cinnamon inside directly. You can smell the incense, bewitching. Because sometimes you're a bit bored of having a lot of sweetness. This is that's why I think it's extremely unisex. A nice way also for men, I think, to enjoy a vanilla. Gonna charm all the ladies, and for the women to feel a bit more, have more character, more charisma, more something unique. Beautiful longevity, beautiful trail. I got you something quite nice. With my code Clemence, you have a discovery kit offered to you for each 100 milliliters that you would get. You have the link, so enjoy guys, it's nice. If you have a big collection like me, like you bought a lot of things, or you have a lot of things in your collection that you absolutely love and you bought them for a reason, but because you have many more and your obsession varies with the time, you forget about those. And I forgot about Sappho Lush. Lush have such a great library of fragrances. I feel they're a bit harsh though. They go very creative, and sometimes you smell a lot of synthetic, overpowering plastic, you know, in the fragrance. Not all of them, but sometimes it's hard to cope with. It's nearly like a DNA. But with Sappho, I would always go back to this fragrance. This is the most sexual fragrance I ever smelled. Of a dirty jasmine, dirty orris, sandalwood, vanilla, tobacco, yes. It's also bewitching. It feels a bit witchy, I think, sometimes on me. Something at the start that smells really plasticky, or a bit like cherry cola, a fizzy drink, petrol, plastic stuff in there. Definitely you smell that. You deep dive into woody note, incense, tobacco, smoky aspect, and the orris that is very present. Really smell like something that is completely forbidden. Smell quite dirty, but that's in a nice way, like sexual vibe, you know, sexual note. Definitely something I'd wear when I want to trigger the hormones of the male. Le Jardin Retrouve, and it's Oriental sans souci. Extremely natural. It's like you're picking the ingredient with your hands. The first niche brand that was created ever. In the fragrance, you have a little bit, sometimes, not always, like something a little bit vintage in the fragrance. Oriental sans souci is definitely one of them. If you like aldehydic, woody, ambery with a lot of lemon, because back in the days, to have an ambery, it was really popular to mix those ambery trail with a very bright citrus that would give a lot of fizziness. They were the one that was staying the most. I feel that it's staying and pulsing forever. You definitely have this aspect, but with something that they treated the ingredient more modernly. Hot, full of different flowers. I'm dressing smart when I'm dressed something like that. With a nice little dress, it doesn't have to be very chic. It can be like a casual dress, but this is the vibe I get with something like that. I think it's really classy, really elegant, and a little bit vintage. I don't know why this winter I'm going back a lot for my vintage. Guys, I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a little like. This is very important. This is helping the channel a lot, and I'm always happy to see your comment as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me in the description, of course, what you're wearing back of those days, which are the ingredients that caught your attention. Like, special thanks again to my YouTuber, all the people that are sending directly a super thanks. You have this feature now on the video where you can directly tip someone. I want to say thank you to the people that do that, because that's really extra nice. So very appreciated. And what else? No, nothing. Have a lovely day.
Je t'emmène dans mon paradis bleu.